Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Morning Coffee Talks. Yesterday showed myself why I have to continuously put the work in. Because as you're building discipline, there's going to be a time it's tested. And yesterday, for me, that time was yesterday. So, many of you guys don't know, but I work in sales, right? And yesterday, I don't know, I told you guys I was just a little tired this week already. So when you're a little tired, a lot of things can start to annoy you. Not really make you mad, but annoy you a little bit. And that's what happened. So one of my customers just asked me to do something that, anyway, typically if I wasn't tired, I'll just brush it off. But yesterday it annoyed me, but I still got it done, right? But that's annoying still carried over, and it was basically midway through my day, and I just held it, right. I carried it, and I remember sitting back in the car, and I'm just thinking, like, man, do I want to carry this for the rest of the day? And yesterday was Thursday, so I go to Toastmasters, and I was again just being a little tired, and just thinking, like, man, you know what? Um, I could just relax, not give this energy to anybody else, not go do my workout. I can do it on Friday. Toastmasters, I can do it another week. And so it was just all these different feelings, emotions, thoughts, right? And but then another thought came, and that thought was, you know, why not do something different? Why not? Why allow that feeling to dictate the rest of your day, right? Why this particular moment? Not even a whole day, but it was a moment. Why let that dictate the rest of your day, right? So I was like, okay. So I ended up getting off work, still went to the gym, right? And I'm actually happy I did, because that actually helped relieve a lot of the feelings I had, stress, and just kind of actually woke me up, right? Getting to the gym and just pushing them weights, right? Pushing that feeling off me. Came back home. Um, my wife was saying, hey, I made a mess in the kitchen. I cleaned it when I get home. And typically I do the dishes and stuff, because we just have different stuff we do at the house. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I get it, right? But by the time I got back from the gym, I was getting ready. I was like, dang, man, I only got like 20 minutes really hit the road before I gotta head to Atlanta to go to Toastmasters, because typically like an hour or some change. I'm like, I know it's gonna be traffic just based on the time it was. I was like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna give 5 minutes to knocking these dishes out. Load the dishwasher, hand wash the pots and pans, right? Knocked it out. 6 minutes. Got in the shower, right? Got out. I'm like, what time is it? So I was looking to leave at like 5:45. So it was like 5:55. I'm walking out. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be a little late walking into the to Toastmasters. And so I get in the car, and I get on the road, and I'm heading down. I look at the GPS. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I probably get there. Typically start at 7. I'm like, I'm gonna get there by 7:15. Long story short, let me tell you how God worked, man. The traffic ended up clearing up. I got there at like 6:58 when I was supposed to get there at 7:15. So all these feelings earlier in the day, right? Because I changed my mind state on saying, you know what, I'm not gonna let this moment dictate the rest of my day. I ended up washing the dishes. I ended up going to the gym. I ended up making it to Toastmasters on time. So I say all this to say, right? We're learning things on our journey, right? We're learning all this knowledge, but are you applying it when it really matters? Did I apply? I apply discipline, right? Whatever it is in your life, these different things that we're learning, but are we applying them? That's what a power is, right? We're constantly consuming information, but a lot of us are not taking action, right? So this is what I know it's a kind of a long intro, but I wanted to make sure that I was clear about my message today. this is when you look at the gap between learning and applying, right? The difference between people who succeed and those who stay stuck. I could have just came home, sat on the couch, ate, popped on Netflix, and just been like in my feelings about it. Like, man, you know what? I go to the gym tomorrow. Like, them dishes will be all right. I let my wife do it. You know what I mean? Toastmasters. And it was a great meeting, right? Great speakers. I actually learned something from one of the evaluators about storytelling and just how to give more from your speeches. I would have missed that, you know? So we can read all the books. And yesterday I mentioned a book that I was trying to remember, but this is a new book I picked up. Again, I'm not sponsored, but it's Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I talked to you guys about I came across Stoicism or being Stoic, so I'm about to dive into this. I just got it from Amazon yesterday. But again, we can read all these books. We can watch all these videos. You can watch my video. We can go to seminars. But if you're not applying what you learn, you just hoarding the knowledge. You just hoarding the information. You have to apply it, right? You learning, reading, listening, taking notes. But what are you actually doing with the information, right? What are you actually doing to put it in action? Again, it's just too many people are information hoarders. They know what to do, but their life doesn't reflect it. And this is what I've been preaching for a while. You have to put in the work, right? You have to overcome your mind state of who you used to be if you want to be successful. You know, the question is, when the last time have many of us actually applied something that we learned? And this is why you stay consistent for days like yesterday, when you like your old self just clawing you back, and you want to be comfortable, but that life, I told you guys, I'm not going back. And I felt it clawing at me, like, man, just chill, because that's typically what I would do back in the day. I just let my feelings overtake me, and I would just let the rest of the day just burn and crash and burn. Like, also, there's people out there who feel productive just because they feel like they're consuming information. But here's the thing. Learning without action is a form of procrastination. Let me say that again. Learning without action is a form of procrastination. Many men, we're using learning as an excuse to avoid doing the hard work. Right? This is why people stay students, right, as a career in school. Right? They learn and learn and learn, but they never take it into the real world and apply the information. Hey man, what you working on, man? I'm learning this, learning that. All right, cool. Let me see some results on it. When you gonna actually use that information and start to put the work in? They reading 10 books on fitness, right? They watching all the fitness podcasts, TikTok, how to lift this weight, how to do this set, how to do this form, right? How to eat nutrition, eat the right way with nutrition. They're consuming information, but they're not applying the workout plan at all. They're not lifting no weights at all. They're just looking at other people do it. Right? All these people got different things on how to build a business, maybe in real estate or, I don't know, drop shipping, whatever's out there, whatever people want to do. They're just consuming the information, but they're never applying it. Right? Knowledge is only power when it's applied, man. You have to put the action in. You have to put the work in. Every time you learn something new, apply at least one thing immediately. It don't got to be the whole thing at once, but apply a piece of it. That way you can start the journey, the step. Right? You learn about working out. You know that really it happens in the kitchen through weight loss really happens in the kitchen, but building your body happens in the gym. Just go to the gym, get on a treadmill. Even if you don't know what the heck you're doing, just go and get on the treadmill, just to be in the environment of the gym. Right? Go buy the groceries you need to meal prep. Put it in action. Right? Apply something that you learn. And muscle memory too is built through actions, not theory. Right? You got to build that muscle, your brain. I don't know, man. We have to stop waiting for the perfect moment to act. You know, there's just something I heard when I was younger, you know, learn on the job, right? A lot of times we start off messy, but at least you started. Like nothing. I know we in society with Instagram made everything look so perfect, and a lot of us grew up on that. You know, Photoshop, and it looked pretty when people posted, but you know, folks still had to put on makeup. They were still messy before they got their face on, right? You know, read these stories of people, man, who lost it all, but they started and they gained it back and they won. You know, success isn't, like I said, just about getting the knowledge, man. It's definitely about executing. And we can go down the list of like all these different great people. We can look at people in sports. We can look at CEOs of these different companies. Hell, there's probably somebody in your family that was successful, and that doesn't mean it has to be financially, but they again, I told you guys, and I got this from Jim Rohn. You know, success is what you make it. It's about you creating a plan and executing it. That's what real success is. So if you want to go like this summer, I'm updating my garden beds, right? Once I set that plan in motion, I go out and actually do it. I'm a successful person because I didn't just talk about doing it. I actually went out and did it, right? I'm down 80 pounds, man. I ain't just talk about it. I'm still doing it, right? Look at my YouTube shorts. I'm putting in work. I only show y'all the Sundays because my wife go with me and she can hold the camera. But I go, I don't only go Sundays, but I'll only show you guys Sundays. I think that's what I said. Yeah, I only show you guys Sundays because my wife is there holding the camera for me. But I have an extra video where I took y'all through, I think, one of my sets. I don't know if it was a late workout as well that day, but I go Sunday through Thursday workouts. I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the action. I'm not just hoarding the information. I learned all this stuff too, but I'm not just hoarding the information. I'm actually applying it. So, listen, what's one thing you've learned recently that you actually applied? You know, ask yourself this. Again, a lot of times I do make these videos for myself, but it is for you guys to open your mind and ask a question for yourself, right? Challenge yourself. Before you watch another video on somebody that, you know, who's inspired you, who will motivate you, you know, implement something that you're learning from these videos that I'm talking about as well. All right. So look, drop a comment below. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time, or if you've been watching for a while, subscribe. And if you got any value from this video, right, hit the like button. And we're dropping videos like this every single day. So I'm going to hit the notification bell as well. And until next time, I appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.